I have this Inovelli smart switch installed in my office, and it works great for the presence detection to run the lights on my bookshelf. But what I wanted to figure out was, is there some way for me to capture these events that Inovelli makes available when the keys are pressed twice or even 3 times or 4 times or 5 times to see if I can run other automations from the switch? So I emailed Inovelli, and together with them, I figured out the solution to make this work. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the configuration.yaml file. I use the Studio Code server, but the file editor will do just the same. And in my configuration.yaml, I included this line just to keep things simple. Template include templates.yaml. So in templates.yaml, this is the code that I had to implement. It took a little bit of trial and error, but I figured it out with the help of Inovelli. So we're going to create a trigger, and it's a platform event from a ZWave JS value notification. Now the event data is going to be my device ID, and I'll show you in a second how to get that. The property key here is 002, and that is the up switch being pressed. And the value we're looking for is key press 2x. And we're going to create a binary sensor from that, and I'm calling this office light switch double tap up, the state to on, and we're going to turn this off after 1 second automatically. We're going to do the same thing for, if you look at this section, the only difference here is key press 3x. So if the press button is pressed 3 times, I want to run a different automation, and I'm calling this office light switch triple tap up. And then for the button down events, we're going to do the same thing, but the property key is going to be 001. Otherwise, it's the same code, key press 2x or key press 3x, and the auto off for 1 second. And I'm just renaming these to the appropriate names for the sensors: office light switch double tap down and office light switch triple tap down. So having this set, we can now restart Home Assistant. What's interesting here is I do get this pattern warning, and I haven't quite figured out how to get rid of that. But if I go into my developer tools, which are now in the settings panel, and I check my configuration, the configuration will not prevent Home Assistant from starting. And this is exactly what I found. It works just fine. I did a restart here, and for me, actually, what worked was just the quick reload. Once that is done, I can get into my automations, and I already have an automation set up, but I'll show you quickly how to set this up. We're going to say an add trigger, and this is going to be a state change. Got to find it first. Office light switch. Actually, I can search for double. There we go. Now we have these binary sensors showing up here. Office light switch double tap down and office light switch double tap up. I'm going to go with the double tap up right now, and we're going to change the 2 to on. So when my office light switch gets tapped up twice, the sensor gets switched to on, and now I can use this in my automation to do whatever I want. In my case, I set this up that the double tap turns on the bookshelf lights, and a triple tap turns on this Jeep light that I have in my office. So the only thing that I haven't shown you yet is how to get the device ID from ZWave. And there's a variety of ways of doing it. One way is maybe not better than another, but here's what I did. So to get the device ID for these triggers, we're going to go into Developer Tools, and under Template, we're going to type in this code, open curly brackets, device ID, and this is my light office switch entity ID. And we're just going to run this, and the result is the device ID string that I need in my templates. So coming back to the Studio Code server, once this loads, here we go under device ID. This is where I included that string so that this particular device is what gets listened to under the ZWave JS value notification event. And that's all there was. Now I have a smart switch that with a single click works just as the old dumb switch. It turns on my main office lights. With a double tap, it controls my bookshelf lights, and with a triple tap, it controls my fancy Jeep light that I made. And there's a video on that on my channel as well, because I used WLED for the very first time to create the LED light string pattern in the grill. So thanks for watching. If there's a better way of doing this, please let me know in the comments below. There may be not, I don't know. But this is what I came up with after talking directly with Inovelli on how to make this happen. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.